think the edges look good. The hair looks good. The skin looks good. My elbows are not ashy. The background looks good. This video is a part of my new mini series that I'm doing called Reading Intentions. This is not a strict TBR. This is not a list of books that I have to read. It's really just me talking through what I'm excited about and how I want my reading life to feel or be. With that said, hi guys! Girlies, or whatever you identify as. It's your lover, homie, and book bestie, vanitylagail, and welcome back. In this video, I am sharing 2026 book releases that I'm actually excited for. For each one, I'm going to talk about the genre, why I'm interested, the release dates, and whether I have an ARC, which is an advanced reader copy, if you guys don't know what that means. And also, can't forget, because we're talking about the feeling. We're talking about how I want my reading life to feel or be. So, of course, we're going to talk about the vibe. Is this a rainy day book? Is this a cozy book? Is this for fall? Am I saving this for the right moment? That's the gist. Before we start here, if I'm looking down, it is because it's called Reading Intentions. We're still being intentional. You see? I have my computer because I mapped this all out. I wish I could see it. It's so pretty. So, I mean business, First category we're going to do is thriller. First one. Now, this one reminded me of that show called The Woman in the Window Across the Street from the Girl in the Window or something like that. Hold on. Because girl, what? Yeah. The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. That's what the synopsis of this book reminded me of. And so I was like, yes, because I really, really enjoyed that show. That's why we're going to do that one. So you have one beloved podcast, two beloved podcast hosts who share survival stories, right? Then one day the survival story may be their own when they realize the male main character or MMC arrives at the FMC's house to come across what looks like a break-in. A break-in on the day that they're supposed to pod. Okay, they're supposed to be filming the podcast and this is happening, right? So he finds a clue, right, of his co-host and her husband's disappearance in an unfinished memoir, and he will stop at nothing to find out who done it. Who did it? Who took her? This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. This one is published on March 10th, 2026, and I do have an advanced copy of this one. So excited for that. Next, this one. The cover is beautiful. It's black. That's a big thing. It's black. Love bees and killing men in the name of feminism. Sign me up. Sign me up. Oh my goodness. Sign me up. This one. Graduate student Yursa. I hope I'm saying that right because it's YRSA. Yursa is bored with her PhD program, her entitled students, and never-ending pages of racial violence and feminist theory she has to read. Most of all, she's bored with the men in her life, so she decides to kill one. Problem solved. Suddenly, no misbehaving sexist men are safe. Honey by Imani Thompson. So that one is published on May 5th, 2026. And I also have an advanced copy of that one. So those two are really fun. The Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum is a mystery thriller. And then Honey by Imani Thompson is a thriller. Not looking up the subcategory for that. Okay. Next, we're going to do historical fiction. The first one, I love a New York setting. I'm just getting into historical fiction. Okay, I can't say that. I'm not just getting into it. I did read something, but it wasn't black. So yeah, love a New York setting, getting into historical fiction. There are appearances by James Baldwin and Langston Hughes, and it's the jazz era. So yes. That sounds super good. It's Harlem 1943. Hazel Scott, jazz prodigy, film star, and fierce advocate for civil rights is refusing to play by the rules. Then walks in a man. It's always that man. Adam Clayton Powell Jr., who's a preacher turned politician. Charismatic, powerful, bold, and married. So their meeting kicks off a decades-long relationship that propels them into a political and cultural revolution. Hazel rises as a star and Adam takes national stage in Congress and becomes the well done of the country. But when their affair turns into a marriage, the glamorous facade fades and unveils a battlefield of ego, ambition, and success, forcing Hazel to decide what she's willing to lose: her family, or her music. She got to choose. Love that. I don't know. It just seems a little drama. This one is called With Love from Harlem by Rashonda Tate. So this one doesn't have what is it? A hard date. It's expected to come out January 27th, 2026. And I also have that one as an arc. Now, granted, okay, before I feel like before I move forward, because it's like, are you excited to read these because publishers are sending them to you? I actually prefer to pick, like when I'm doing advanced copies, like I'm not somebody that doesn't say no. Let me say that. I'm not somebody that like, or they send it to me and then I read it. Like if I'm not interested, I'm not interested. It's probably better to reach out to me first than just be like sending it to me. Because if I don't want to read it, I'm just not going to read it. So these I actually picked and they were like, cool, we can do that. Next, the cover is beautiful. That in itself, like that's what drew me in. I didn't read the synopsis first. The cover is beautiful. And again, I'm on a historical fiction journey, specifically Black American historical fiction journey. In the midst of the Civil War, but the people them didn't know another war was brewing. Started by Luke, an intelligent and literate man, and Henry, strong and defiant spirit, two men who bond at what I believe is a plantation, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I had to infer on that like piece of information because they didn't say that in the synopsis. They are making it their business to escape, and they train up some bad but women, right? Who will also use their weapons, aka their skills. Their skills are their weapons in this book, to fight for their freedom. But hold on, there is a Black enslaver. So that's crazy. There's a Black enslaver named Nathaniel whose existence disturbs the very nature of bondage, and his rule is both fragile and contradictory, setting off a collision of resistance that will shape their fates. That sounds so good. I'm very like sensitive around slavery topics and things like that, but that one is like I'm gonna read. Okay, this one is Burn Down Master's House by Clay Kane. The cover is beautiful, and like who wouldn't want to do that, right? I don't know, like burn it down. Sometimes you gotta burn stuff down. I don't know. Just kidding, don't do that. Like don't burn stuff down. I don't know, whatever. Okay, the published date for this one is January 27th, 2026, and I do have an arc for this one too. I don't feel like we're gonna beat the like allegations of only like wanting to read advanced copies because like they were given to me. But again, request fulfilled. So, and this one actually, he's having an event in February. I do want to go to more bookish events. Next, this one, as an artist, I had never heard of this woman. And again, down my rabbit hole of I want to read stuff that is woman-centered, woman-narrated, super strong female characters, little feminism or something that and things like that, and I was super intrigued. This historical fiction is about the life of pioneering Black neoclassical sculptor Edmonia Lewis, aka Wildfire, orphaned at 8 in a life that seemed destined for turmoil. Through her half-brother, who's made plans for her, she sets on a new trajectory where she's able to nurture her artistic ambitions. She advances through abolitionist prep school and lands at Oberlin College, where she is set up and accused of poisoning and almost killing 2 friends with tainted wine. So it leads into a trial of a vicious attack by a white mob, and then it takes her on another journey to Boston, where she gets into a vibrant community of celebrated expats, women artists in Rome, and encounters figures such as Frederick Douglass. But despite her success, she still faces racism, self-doubt, and is faced once more a harrowing decision: her romantic entanglements or bringing her artistic visions to life. This one is Edmonia by Brianne Baker. This is going to be published on April 28th, 2026, and I have an advanced copy of this one too. Now, side note, it wouldn't be me if I didn't like go on like a side tangent thing or whatever. With this one and with Love from Harlem, it's that having to pick between your family and your music, or personal and your art, and I find that very interesting because I feel like that's a theme that happens with artists. I mean, both have true elements in it, so I was about to say in real life, but I guess these are actual like real, based on real things, so that's interesting. I think we're done with that section. Okay, moving on. Now we're gonna go into literary fiction. So I am excited to read this one because the cover is a little risque, and I that. When I was looking into women philosophy and woman narration, this was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so Adora is a stoic philosopher and a divorcee living in New York's Upper West Side. Again, another New York setting. Like I said, I love a New York setting. And has discovered the secret to happiness. A proud mother with a job as a moral tutor for twin boys of an old money family and a leader of a coven of like-minded women who live on the same floor in the legendary Ansonia. Life is superb. Okay, here we go. Watch how we do. Life is superb until she meet what? Y'all know. Come on. Until she meets a handsome stranger. A handsome stranger. It's that man. No, I'm playing, y'all. I'm with a man. I can't keep doing that. That's crazy. Until she meets a handsome stranger, and soon her life is upended. Black market deals, secret rendezvous, and international intrigue. Her past that she tried her hardest to bury comes crashing down like a bomb. Okay, a bomb. And she finds herself wanting more, and she will do anything, risk anything to get it. Sounds good to me. It is Go Gentle by Maria Simple. The published date on this one is April 14th, 2026. And you guessed it. It's a theme here. Yeah. I have an advanced copy. I do. Did I have advanced copies for all of these? Oh my gosh. Next, in the literary fiction, I love, to know me is to know I love a good group of friends or sibling read. Love it. The cover is beautiful, and I'm trying to find my footing in literary fiction. So that cover for the last book, that's very literary fiction-esque. So 4 siblings ruining their Nigerian immigrant parents' American dream. The eldest daughter, Sola, is estranged from the family, but secretly back in Chicago after a decade, and is a recently disgraced influencer trying to get her life together. The second sibling just got engaged but is in love with her bestie. The baby is a college junior, struggling with her sexuality and self-image. The golden child has a baby of his own and is navigating how to raise his black son in America. Sola's unexpected return sends them on a crash course toward each other as they return to their parents' Thanksgiving table, where a decade worth of secrets and a lifetime of resentment explode, and they are forced to reckon with the past. This is Leave Your Mess at Home by Talani Akinola. This is going to be published on April 14th, 2026. I have an ARC. I do have an advanced copy. All right. Now, this might be what y'all came for, because the girls love a little romance or homie guys. Hopefully some guys here. Last but certainly not least, because love makes the world go round and it makes life worth living. So, the cover. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but listen. The cover. That's what drew me in. Call me shallow. I don't know. So this one is going to be historical romance, coming off all the historicals. I've never read a synopsis like this, and I actually have never read a poly romance. And who doesn't like a queer read? You? Is it you? I'm calling you out, because reading diversity is also reading the experience of them. So, okay. Nobody said anything? Got it. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So who doesn't like queer rep? And I read that this is a mixture of Hamilton and something else. The other thing I didn't know, so I'm not going to mention, but it's Hamilton. And I'm not interested in reading Hamilton. So this is the next best thing. All right. Well, I guess I am going to mention. I said I wasn't going to mention it, but my notes. I'm going to mention it. I'm doing this for y'all. Okay, so Black Sails, which is a pirate show on Netflix, meets Hamilton in this queer poly historical romance set in the 19th century age of revolution, when pirates briefly reclaimed the Gulf and Caribbean seas and provided crucial support toward anti-colonial nation states. This one is going to be published on March 17th, 2026, and I have an arc. You guys, it's getting, I'm sorry, some good releases. I don't know. Again, these are actually the ones that were not just forced upon me, not sent to the P.O. box, not, oh, can we email it to Kindle to you? These are ones that I actually wanted. I picked these. Give my credit. And if you know anything about my reviews, just because I got a copy, shout out to the authors, because they're artists, and the publishers, because I know artists are sensitive about their things. So I try to be mindful. However, just because the publisher sent it doesn't mean I'm going to go easy. So that's that. Next, we're going to get into second chance romance. And I just love this author. Simple. That's why I'm excited to read this one. That's why. She put it out. I've been waiting for a book since the last book I enjoyed. So I'm going to read it. I'm giving it a chance. I was giving it a chance regardless. The book I was talking about that I really enjoyed was Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. If you know, you know. So Danny Jenkins, a boss, model turned influencer, is locked in and has no time for romance until her mentor Tanya dies. and she comes face to face with the man who broke her heart. Artist Micah, that man, is a protector and a man that everyone can count on, except he let down the one woman he loved, which is Danny. But aha, there's more. Tanya's dying wish will give their romance a second chance. A scavenger hunt road trip. This one is going to be The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop. This one is going to be published April 14th, 2026. I have an arc. Let's move on. We don't have to talk. We don't have to get into this. Let's move on. Okay, next. For this one, I just love the first book. I think this is a duology. This is a follow-up on the first book. So I don't know if it's a duology or a series. I don't know exactly what she would do, the author would do with the series. But for now, it's a duology. I read the first one and I loved the first book. So there isn't much on this one. You're going to see it unless by the time I upload this video, I'll put it in. But as of right now, the cover is to be revealed. There is no official cover. And based on the synopsis, I actually want to read the second. Usually when I like the first book or something, I read the second or I try to get into the series. I am learning that, like, even if it's a part of the series, if you don't really like the first one, you don't have to keep reading it. You don't have to keep reading it. You don't have to keep reading it. Legal. You don't have to keep reading it. But I actually do. I do want to see how this female character is doing. So this one is Queenie Jenkins is trying to hold it together while confronting her racing biological clock, even though she doesn't even know if she wants kids. So she's trying to navigate the biological clock, even though she don't know if she wants kids. A broken heart, being 10 times smarter than her boss, being 10 times smarter, but she's not the boss. I don't know if y'all caught it. 10 times smarter, but she's not the boss. Getting priced out of where she grew up and being stuck in a situationship. Still, girl, this is a continuation. She's not any better than the Queenie before. She's not any better than the Queenie from before. Okay, she's working on it. This was because she's working on it still, and sometimes we get better, and sometimes we're still working on it. I am very interested to see, because if you read the first one, then you know. I feel like if you read the first one, then you know, and it's like, what do you mean it didn't get better? Is it getting worse? Is it staying the same? Like, what's going on? Queenie, what you been doing all this time? Queenie is working on it by Candace Carty Williams. The expected date, so not necessarily official, the expected date is July 2nd, 2026. Moving on. Erotica. So we're still in romance, but this is erotica. So drama. Drama. This one excited about because drama. I'm starting to like real people on the covers a lot more, I think, since me getting into historical fiction, but black, because black people beautiful. And I don't know, I'm just starting to really like books with like real people on the cover for some reason. So drama, the cover, a man who's a chef. I got one of those. So this one I actually started and I didn't even know it was erotica. Oh my gosh. Like, was it like the first chapter? I don't know. I didn't know it was that. So I was taken off guard, but I did start this one. It's erotic. I think I'm further along in it now than when I wrote this out. And it hasn't gotten like crazy yet, but okay. Anyways, Akilah Richards Oliver has a life many would envy. Married to a world-renowned chef and 2 beautiful sons, but after life unravels due to the weight of betrayal and long-buried truths, she decides to get divorced. Choose herself and rebuilds her life. What better way to do that than to go on a singles cruise where she meets Roman Patterson, a successful and wealthy entrepreneur who has built everything but a family. They make a pact on the cruise to be just friends, but the chemistry is undeniable. So sparks fly, but as emotions deepen, they are forced to face realities that wait back on land. So exes, children, broken trust, and wounds that still sting. After starting the book, the synopsis is a little off. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to spoil nothing though. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm about to say something controversial. This is what, so far, and I think I might be 7-8 chapters in. This is what I personally, or closely aligned, is what This Could Be Us, the second book by Kennedy Ryan, should have looked like. And we know Kennedy Ryan's pen as far as character development and research is usually unmatched, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. The whole jumping out the gate with this crazy thing from Kennedy Ryan, maybe it's because I already know her as a writer, so I don't mean to box her in. But this is what I expected when I read that. So this one has been a pleasant surprise so far. One day I just picked it. Me and Bay actually came up with an agreement because I'll be in the middle of 20 something books or something like that. And so I'm allowed to be in the middle of 5 books plus my book club. I have my own book club and I'm allowed to read a new book as I finish, but I can't be reading more than that. And so this is just one I filled in. I finished like 3 books in a week and then this is one I picked up. So this one is Love on Board by Aries Sky. This one is to be published on January 27th, and I have the arc because I just said I was reading it, so I think that was implied. I think low-key, do I have an arc of all of them? No. Did I say I had an arc of Queenie? Because I don't think I did. So those are the 2026 releases I am actually excited about. Emphasis on excited, not committed. These are intentions, not promises. I am a mood reader. Okay, so please don't cite this video back to me. Just, watch the next one and the next one and the next one. Be polite, have some manners. I'm sure your mommy taught you some manners, and if not, I will. Hey, okay. In the next video, I'll be talking about series I'm finally committing to in 2026. Allegedly. If you had to pick one book from the books that I mentioned in this video, which one would it be? Which one would you read first? Because I know they're so good that maybe you can't just pick one. Which one would you read first? Which one are you most excited to read about? Which one would it be? Let me know in the comments. All right, lover, homies, and book besties. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, you can support the channel on my Ko-fi. Like, subscribe, share with a bookish friend, or share with a friend who just needs to pick up a book, because we are in a literary crisis after all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.